If you want to sell your zines, stop selling your zines. So today I want to talk about what to do if no one reads your zine. Before I do that, I want to talk about what zines are and why people make them. If you're not familiar with the medium, zines are just self-published booklets that could be about anything you want. I like to tell people to think of them like homemade magazines. However, the main difference between zines and magazines is that zines are completely DIY in order to be more accessible than magazines. Magazines are printed by publishing companies and created to sell you something. I mean, just crack open any traditional magazine and you'll be bombarded by ads. They're also pricey to produce, released on a regular schedule, and usually have editors that overlook the entire process, making sure they hit certain marks. Zines, on the other hand, are made for a smaller, more specific audience. They focus on sharing ideas and art and photographs, interviews, and anything else that pops into your brain. They're DIY, so you can make them from home or you can print them at a copy center for cheap. And since you don't need anyone's permission to make one, they're usually pretty janky and messy, but they're definitely a labor of love and focused on expressing yourself and building community with other people. Okay, so now that we know what a zine is, what if we make one and no one reads it?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well, first, let's reframe how we think about this. Making zines is all about validating your own experiences, sharing things you love, exploring things about the world you wish to know more about, and building community with other creators. Your zine can reveal your opinion about certain movies, or maybe even share your thoughts on dating, or maybe you're a super fan of Nicolas Cage like I am and you want to make a zine discussing why that's totally normal and not at all weird. Your zine is meant to be a form of expression. You could vent about all the times you've cried in public, like I did with my zine, Oh the Places You Will Cry. Maybe you want to make a zine about why one person's trash is another person's treasure, like Megan did with their zine, I'm Not Junk. Or perhaps you want to create a zine about spoiling popular TV shows, like Katie did with their mini zine, Single Sentence. If you start off making your zine for you first, that's already one person that's reading it. I'm not being facetious when I say to give yourself a high five for being your first fan. You're important too, so don't count yourself out when it comes to appreciating your zine. You followed your instincts to create something, and not everyone does that.
But Brie, I want to make money, and if I'm the only fan, how am I going to pay off my student loans?
Listen, you have every right to make money from your art, but if you're looking to make a living off your zines alone, this probably isn't the right medium for you. Zines aren't really known for making a bunch of money. If they were, they would just be magazines, right? So usually people price their zines in a way that pays them back for the production of the zine. This means we make zines in order to share pieces of ourselves with the world. We also can share our beliefs with other people. And we can also just explore things about the universe that maybe we don't understand, and so we put it in a zine hoping others will resonate with it. When you push your zine in people's faces in order to make $1 instead of just to share something you're passionate about, it can come across as desperate and not for the love of the craft. If you want to sell your zines, stop selling your zines. I hope this makes sense, but like I said, I'm an advocate for making money from your art, and I share lots of ways that I personally do it in previous videos on my channel. But if you're concerned about people reading your zines, I'd say stop focusing so much on if people buy it and if people even want to read it in the first place. So what I mean by this is, when you share your zine with the world, are you open to trading with other zine makers? Do you like discussing the content of your zine to people who ask about it? Are you showing a passion for your final work and proud of the thing that you created? Do you encourage others to express themselves through zines too? If you think of making zines more as a befriending process where you make it, share it, and discuss it, people are more inspired to want to support you and buy your zines. And that's just what I know from my personal experience, is that when I make an effort to connect with others, others want to connect with me. But you know, on the other hand, what if someone can't afford to buy your zine? Does that mean that you won't talk to them about it or even let them flip through it? I hope the answer to that is no, because making your zine is all about sharing your vision with others and making connections off of that. Like I said, there's a time and a place to market your zines, and I encourage all of us to do that. But if you want people to read your zine, you have to give them a reason to. And I'm personally way more prone to read a zine if the creator is not pushing me to purchase it right away. But if they have a conversation with me about the context of their zine and why they were motivated to create it and what aspects of their zine they're most proud and excited about, I'm more likely to want to support that zine maker. This is completely hypothetical because I do believe at least one person outside of yourself will read the zines you put out into the world. But say no one reads the zines you put out into the world. Is that so bad? Don't get me wrong, I'm an artist that wants to have a long, successful career making art, and in order to do that, I need people to read the things that I write, to perceive the things that I draw, and to pull out their credit card. But when it comes to creating as a means of expressing yourself, if no one reads it, you were still able to make something out of nothing. You were able to get your thoughts out into the world in a tangible way, and no one can take that experience away from you. And if no one was around to perceive it, guess what? It still exists. Listen, not every zine you make will be a hit, and the faster you come to accept this, the quicker you'll just let go and start creating. Speaking from personal experience, the more that I make zines, the less I understand why I do it. I went to college for creative writing, and my professors had us writing news stories every single week, and a lot of them were trash, but over time, the more I wrote these stories, the less I cared if anyone read them, which made me want to write stories even more. The way I used to write stories in college is the way that I like to approach zines. Some get made and are never released. Some get made and flop, but eventually I make one that resonates with someone so much that they're inspired to make their own zine. And that's what the zine community is all about. You know, it's about expressing yourself, touching others, learning, making a mess, and having fun. There's definitely a certain kind of freedom to creating things knowing that some of them will be bad. If you hold onto your zines too tightly because you're worried about how they'll be perceived and like, what if it's not perfect enough, you know, you'll stop making zines. The process won't be fun anymore, and you'll start to reconsider why you even keep making them. If you just start creating lots of zines simply because you're inspired to, I think you'll find peace in knowing that you have this incredible medium that allows you to express parts of yourself into a tangible thing that previously only existed in your mind. That's powerful. I'm a spiritual person, and I like to think of myself as a vessel to propel messages forward through my zines and through my art. Whether that message is about experiencing abuse at the hands of a romantic partner and helping other people spot the signs of domestic violence, or that message is about why I love the Swedish songwriter Jens Lekman and sharing my favorite songs with you. When I make those things, they come out of me, and then however it's received by the universe is not up for me to decide. Of course, I want people to read them. I do. But if they don't, I will still keep making zines because that's just what I love to do. That's what I'm drawn to do. And I'll embrace my unread zines like a secret amusement park that only I know about. Because am I not a person? Don't I count as being a witness to the thing I just created? I don't know. Maybe a lot of people won't agree with that, but I can promise you that someone out there will read your zine. But that doesn't mean every single person is gonna like it. To deal with the way that people react to my zines, I've fully embraced the fact that I'm a person with a colorful life outside of zines. I have a family, I have friends, I have hobbies, I have my own small business, I go to the gym, I go out on dates, I travel. I have a full, exciting life that I create for myself every single day that has nothing to do with zines. And I think that when you have more things going on in your life, you're less likely to become hyper-focused on the reaction you get to your work. Everyone is different and will be into different things, but for me personally, it's important for me to read books and go for a run, take my time grocery shopping, roller skate with my friends, hang out with my little sister. When I'm living my life away from zines, I realize that my life doesn't pause or shatter when I return to zines and notice that someone didn't buy it or read it or whatever. When you cultivate a life with other things, your focus becomes on being an interesting person, and that will inevitably help you make interesting zines that people want to read. Okay, maybe that was too hippy-dippy for some people, and I don't want it to be interpreted like I'm on a soapbox preaching, telling you what to do. I'm just sharing my opinion about this. I think that if you want people to read your zines, just keep sharing your zines. That's all. That's how we sum up this whole thing, is just keep sharing no matter what. I know it sounds super obvious, right? But to a lot of people, including myself, it's not. We oftentimes worry if anyone will read what we have to say before we even say anything. How many times have you stopped yourself from making a zine because you thought to yourself,
no, nobody's gonna care, so I won't even make it?
I know, I've done that. I still do that. So my advice to you as someone who has not mastered anything about life and is still navigating self-doubt and imposter syndrome is to keep sharing your zines even if no one reads it. But that's not true. I promise you someone will read it. You may not get a huge response like you may want, but it will resonate with one person, and that's so, so important. One life touched by your work inspires so many others. Like, imagine you share your zine and inspires someone else to make a zine, and then their zine inspires someone else to make a zine. To me, that's what making a difference is all about. Making a difference is influencing, inspiring, and uplifting others, even if you don't get to see it. So some ways that you can share your zine is by utilizing social media and sharing it on your Instagram accounts, your TikTok, your YouTube. You can offer your zines as wholesale to small businesses in your city. You can donate a collection of your zine to your local library. You can make your zines available online for free by creating an archive. You can create a zine club at your school where you guys get together and discuss each other's work. You can submit your zine to be reviewed by indie magazines like Broken Pencil. The opportunities to get exposure for your zines is endless. And I want you to remember that someone somewhere is forever changed because your zine exists. They are reading it, they are being inspired by it, and they're being encouraged to express themselves through zines too. So don't worry about if anyone is reading your zine, because I promise you, somebody is. And instead, focus on pouring yourself into your work in such a way that you would do it even if you didn't have an audience. Be passionate about your zines for no other reason than creating it brought you joy. And if you have a zine that you want to share with the world, use my comment section as self-promotion. Use the comment section as a way to set up trades with other zine makers. Comment your Instagram handle where you share all your work and have other people follow it. You guys can talk about ways that you get people to read your zines. Like, really connect with each other. Use zines as a way of building community, because that's what it's all about, you know? And no matter what, be kind to yourself, make the type of zines that you would like to see in the world, and support each other. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it helps you on your zine journey. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you next time.